Hi everybody, it's Beatle Dave, the record collector. I hope you're well and dandy out there in YouTube land, Beatles world, the VC and people of the internet. Have you all settled down now after the excitement of the other day of the releases of Now and Then and the remixed versions of the Red and the Blue albums? I've gone on I was a bit undecided about what to get or if I was going to get anything. I have ordered the single. I ordered that the other day, but unfortunately all the coloured vinyls have already been sold out, so I've had to get the ordinary black single version, which I'm not bothered about. But the strange thing is all the coloured versions have suddenly appeared on eBay for about 3 times what they were on the Beatles.com. I was undecided about whether to get the vinyl albums or the CD. I was going towards the CD, but I thought, no, sod it. After talking to Sue, I've gone for the vinyl album box set. Again, the coloured ones have sold out and are currently on eBay for about between £200 and £300, which is a bit strange, isn't it, folks, to be honest? So that's my little thing. So I've bought something, and when they come, I will show them you. So yes, I've got that coming. I've got Now and then I've got the Red and the Blue albums on the box set. Vinyl. A couple of other things. I thought, to be honest, I'd show you what's coming the week, which I've got a little CD box set. I don't know if any of you've seen this. I'd never seen this before till I saw it on a certain selling site. I think it was last week or the week before. And it's good as gold. And it's artifacts of the Apple era 1967 to 1975. And it's 5 CDs. Now, I don't think this is like an official release that's got anything to do with Apple or anything like that. But so far I've played CD1, CD2 and CD3. So I haven't played CD4 and I haven't played CD5. But to be honest, the sound quality on these is absolutely fantastic. So whether if it's a bootleg or an unofficial release, whether they've got the sources for these from, I have no idea. There's actually some quite rare records on here, or rare songs on here as well. We'll go through them track by track, and then I'll tell you what I paid for, which wasn't a great deal, to be honest. So if you're sitting comfortably, Beatle Dave will begin. So that's the box set. And it does show you the track listing on the back, but it's very, very, very small writing. I will leave it there in case any of you want to pause and freeze in. You might be able to see it. And the strange thing about this is it's on Grapefruit Records, not Apple Records, Grapefruit Records. It's a bit strange, isn't it? We'll take them out like that. That is the box. Quite a nice sturdy box set. 2021. This compilation, copyright 2021, Grapefruit Records, a division of Cherry Red Records, it says there. You've got your barcode and everything. So you do get a little booklet with it. Again, the writing in this is quite small, but it does give you like little details of everything that's in it. And it is actually a celebration, not just of as Apple as a record company, but Apple as a publishing company, because some people sometimes forget that Apple Publishing actually started in 1967, where the record company didn't start till 1968. And one of the first bands that signed to Apple Publishing was a band called Grapefruit, who went on to have, I won't say they were like forgotten, but they did have a little bit of success, but they'd never like had a #1 record or anything like that. All the discs come in like little picture sleeves, and on the back it just tell you roughly what's on them. So we'll go through and track, well, maybe not track by track, but I'll show you each CD. So this is disc 1, Good as Gold. This is the Lost Sessions and Singles 1968 to 1969. And the band on the cover of that is actually the aforementioned Grapefruit. I can't remember what record label they signed to. Was it Immediate or Dandelion, something like that? I can't remember. So it doesn't actually give you the recording date, so that is the only thing that's a bit strange with this. The back is made to look a bit like an old tape box, like tape boxes from a recording studio, I mean. So you've got Grapefruit Lullaby, which is actually quite a nice song. Then you've got Timon, Something New Every Day, Timon, Who Needs a King, Timon, Now, and Now She Says She's Young. Then you've got a band called Contact, Lovers from the Sky, which is a very, very sort of like psychedelic sort of song. Then you've got Contact, Midsummer Night's Scene, aka Round and Round, again quite a psychedelic sort of song. Then you got Drew and Die, Dedicated to Love, Drew and Die, Taurus the Bull, Drew and Die, Tales from Frankie Rabbit, which is actually, that is a dead weird song. When I first listened to that, I thought I could see the young David Bowie singing that. It would have fitted very, very easily onto David Bowie's first album from 1967. Then you've got Grapefruit, Just One More Try. Then you've got Brute Force, King of Foo, or the Foo King. And that is the original recording of this. All these are like, they haven't been remastered or remixed or anything. Then you've got Brute Force, Nobody Knows. Then you've got Mortimer. Mortimer was a band that was actually signed to Apple Records, and they're supposed to, deliver really, really good things. They're supposed to be doing a single and an album and everything. Nothing ever came out, did it? So Mortimer, You Don't Say You Love Me, and then Mortimer, On Our Way Home, which is actually two of us, by John Lennon and Paul McCartney. And then you've got Contact, Lovers from the Sky version, which is like a demo version. So that is all the tracks on that one. Like I said, the sound quality is okay. That is what the label looks like. I will admit, when I played these earlier on, I didn't play them on my CD up here. I played them on my Blu-ray downstairs, which probably made them sound better than what they will do on this one up here. But I don't know. Like I say, I was actually quite impressed with the sound quality of these. Then we've got CD2 or Disc 2, which is Good as Gold, Children of the Sun, Pop Psych Sounds of the Apple Era, 1967 to 1971. And the band on the cover of this is a band called Sands. I've never heard of them, have you? So on that first disc, by the way, you got 15 songs. On this one, you get 24 on this one. So you get the You Don't Know Who. What a name for the band, the You Don't Know Who. An Apple a Day, mix 2. Then you've got Grapefruit, Dear Delilah. Now that was like a minor hit. I had heard that one before. Then you've got Sands, Listen to the Sky. The Psychic, The Words. Andy Ellison, Fall from Upper Eden. The Ways and Means, Breaking Up a Dream. The Fire, Treacle Toffee World. That's quite a good song, actually. Dennis Coudray and the Next Collection. I Am Nearly There. Jackie Lomax, Land of People, demo. Then you've got Second Hand, A Fairy Tale. Joker, Sailing. Grapefruit, Elevator, UK single mix. The Fire, Father's Name is Dad. Father's Name is Dad. Joker, R.R.P. Van Winkle. Rip Van Winkle, isn't it? Yeah. Then you've got Torquis, Sister Saxophone. Rawlings and Heckstep, Forgive and Forget. Lace, Soldier. Peter Cooper, Evil Young Woman. The Misunderstood, Children of the Sun, RBC. So RBC Studios, obviously. That's actually quite a good song, that's. Majority One, Charlotte Rose. Danny Cabe and Stephen Crossman, Singing Songs Unsung. Grapefruit, Deepwater, and Jackie Lomax, Home is in My Head. If you don't know that one, Home is in My Head. Slightly different label on this one. There's 1, 2 and 2. Put them there for now. Then you've got Disc 3, Good as Gold. Apple Publishing Curios. Like I say, a lot of people forget Apple. Apple Records was just one of many things that was in the Apple organisation. You've got Apple Records, you've got Apple Fashions, you've got Apple Electrics, you've got Apple Films, you've got Apple Publishing, haven't you? Torquis or something. That is the band on the front. Never heard of them. You've got George Alexander, Dear Delilah. So that is that the same song that Grapefruit did then? I don't know. You've got Callagher and Lyle. They went on to be quite famous, didn't they, in the 70s? I'm Your Wonderful Way. Oh, sorry, In Your Wonderful Way. Lacey, The Fantastic Story of the Steam-Driven Banana. Well, some of these songs, they've got funny titles, haven't they? Focal Point, Love You Forever. Torquess, Fly Machine, Gallagher and Lyle, Technicolor Dream, George Alexander, Fool from Upper Eden, Promise, Not Sarah, Coconut Mushroom, Mirror, Coconut Mushroom. Then you've got George Alexander, You've Got a Hold on Someone, Gallagher and Lyle, Ivy, I don't know, Ivy something, can't read what that says, Focal Point, Sycamore Said, Drew and Die, Only Ever Time It Rains, George Alexander, This Little Man Demo, The You Don't Know Who, Strange People, Focal Point, Never Never, The Perishers, How Does It Feel, The You Don't Know Who, Now and Again, Rebecca, Rawlings and Hookstep, Thinking Pictures, Coconut Mushroom, Without Her, Focal Point, Girl on the Corner, The Misunderstood, Eye Unseen, Demo, Torquess, Woodstock Demo, and The Cups, Good as Gold. You know, when you see, well, not when you see, when you actually listen to some of these demos and songs on some of these CDs, it makes you realise, I mean, I'm not saying Apple Records wasn't a success in its own right, but it could have been a hell of a lot more success, and it probably would still be going as a proper functioning record company now. For a lot of these people, it had the support and everything that they should have really deserved. What's this one? This is Good as Gold, the Savile Row Sound, disc 4. And the chap on the front of this one is Tony Hazard. Didn't he write a few songs for the Hollies, Tony Hazard? Right. This has got some strange songs on it as well. You've got, right, track 1 is by a band called Fanny, and it ain't that peculiar. Tony Hazard, Paul McCartney, that is the name of the song, Paul McCartney, which actually is quite a nice song. Then you've got Linda Lewis, Spring Song, Steeler's Wheel, Stuck in the Middle with You. Picolia, Loving You Ain't Easy. Tim Hardin, Midnight Caller, well, he was quite a famous one, Tim Hardin. Contact, They're All Coming Up. Fanny, Hey Bulldog, yeah, the Beatles song, although they do it a bit slightly different. Pigolia, Sing Some Dance, sorry. Tim Hardin, Perfection. The sensational Alex Harvey Band, Next. That is a dead weird, and I mean really weird song. Fairfield Ski, Would You Mind the Writer. Linda Lewis, Play Around. Didn't Linda Lewis go on to be quite famous in the 70s? Seem to know her name. Tony Hazard, I Think I'm Over Getting Over You. John Howard, King in a Big World. The sensational Alex Harvey Band, The Faith Healer. Chris Survey, Watercolour View. That is actually quite nice. Mike McGear, Paul's brother, Let's Turn the Radio On. And if you listen to that, it sounds like Paul is doing the backing vocals. I don't know if he is or not, but it does that. Whoever's doing the backing vocals sounds a hell of a lot like Paul, but like that, as in Paul McCartney. Then you've got Steeler's Wheel, Found My Way to You. Mike McGear, Blowing in the Bay. And Badfinger, Lay Me Down. Badfinger, what a wonderful band they were. I mean, they did have the success, didn't they, Badfinger, but they should have been a hell of a lot looked after more than they were. They should have had more success than what they had and everything. Not necessarily to do with Apple, that. It was to do with the manager, wasn't it? Who was mentioned before, so I'm not even going to say his name, because he was a crook, basically. Good as Gold, disc 5. This is The Ghosts of 94 Barker Street. Songs from the Apple Demo Studio. And that, and that is a picture of Jackie Lomax on the front of that one. So it's just a shame it doesn't actually tell you when these were recorded, but You've got Focal Point, Miss Sinclair, Jack Hollingshead, It Was Love, Robert and Miles Presley, Just Leaving Our Lives, Jackie Lomax, Is This What You Wanted? Is This What You Want, sorry. 94 Baker Street version, so that's a demo, isn't it? Focal Point, Reflections, Jack Hollingshead, Carnaby King, Barry Alexander, Emily Jane Baker Street version, Robert and Miles Presley, Windy Love Affair, Drew and Di, Taurus the Bull Baker Street demo, Focal Point, Never Never Baker Street demo, or Barker Street, no, Baker, isn't it? Jack Hollingshead, Belinda Be Good, Barry Alexander, Fairy Tale Princess, George Alexander, Lullaby, 94 Baker Street demo, Jack Hollingshead, Vote For Me, Drew and Di, Flyer Machine Baker Street demo, Barry Alexander, Love You Nicole, Jack Hollingshead, I've Got a Secret, Drew and Di, Tales of Frankie Rabbit Baker Street demo, Barry Alexander, Kingfisher, Jack Hollingshead, I Feel Good, Drew and Di, Tales of Two Cities Baker Street demo, Focal Point, Accept Me, Drew and Di, Dedicated to Love Baker Street demo. This is on a different one. Is that one? Like I said, the sound recordings on these is very, very, very good, to be honest. And I know the purists will say, well, if it's not an official release, you shouldn't be showing it, really. I'm showing it because I didn't even know this existed till I basically saw it the other week. So I ordered it. You know, it does look a little bit cheap, don't get me wrong. But you don't play this, do you? You play what's inside it. And what I've played so far, I'm actually quite impressed. Like I say, how the people that have made this have got the sources to it. It's not semi-official or something, I don't know. Because they haven't taped it off radios and stuff like that, like some releases. You know, I think there are the proper session tapes and things like that. But I don't know who owns the rights to Apple Publishing anymore. Because on here, at the beginning of this, there's something strange, which I should have mentioned at the beginning. It says, Apple Publishing Group, Apple Publishing Limited, Harris Songs Limited, Ono Music Limited, and Start the Music Limited, 3 Savile Row, London. Some nice photos and stuff in here. Wasn't very expensive, I think. If I remember right, I paid 20 quid for it. £20 for 5 CDs, and there's probably about 100 songs on that. Yeah, some of them are demos, don't get me wrong, but like I say, what I've heard so far from it, I think it is quite good. If you're an average Beatle fan, it's not going to interest you, is it? But if you like me and you like Apple as well, you know, Badfinger, Mary Hopkin and people like that, Hot Chocolate Band and, you know, Jackie Lomax and Doris Troy, people like that, this is probably a must for you. Although you might not know half the people on here, but a lot of the songs, I think, went on to be covered by other people, not necessarily on Apple, but on other record companies. So it is worth having. It's a shame this isn't on vinyl. But why aren't Apple doing something like this? This is what I can't stand. Apple surely must have the rights for this. Or Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, the state of John Lennon, the state of George Harrison must still own the rights for this, surely. Not necessarily EMI, but Apple as a company must own the rights to these, I'd have thought. So that's one to look out for on your travels. Like I say, I have seen it on certain selling sites going for a hell of a lot more than what I paid for it. But what I've paid for that, I think it is really, really good. And it's just a curio, isn't it? More than anything, it's a curio. Like I say, you know, if some of these people would have got a bit more backing and released the songs and stuff like that, you know, Apple could have been even more of a successful record label than it was. You agree? Or don't you agree? I don't know. I've also got something else, which is a bit strange. I'm always going on about cleaning records, aren't I, and things like that. And I'm not being funny, but most people absolutely hate cleaning records, don't they? I'm lucky because I've got a proper like vacuum cleaning machine. I've got some of them spin things as well. And then I've seen one of these. Now I've been looking at these for a long, long time. That anti-static gun. the pistol that neutralises static, it says on here. I haven't opened it. I don't know if they're any good or not. But usually these go for like £70 or £80 in the UK. I don't know where they're made. I mean, this is from the United Kingdom, it says on here. I've seen a couple of videos on them, and some people say they work and some people say they don't. Basically what you do, you get your record once you've cleaned it, so you've got to clean it to start with anyway. And then if you want to play it, once it's been in, if you put it away, but it's still fairly clean into it if you only played it once, then instead of like re-cleaning it or getting, you spray it out and wiping it with a thing, you're supposed to hold the record like that and then shoot this out. It's got some sort of crystal in it that is supposed to get rid of all your anti-static. Won't get rid of scratches and jumps and stuff like that. It's supposed to get rid of your anti-static. So once I've tried that, I'll tell you whether they work or not. Like I say, some people swear by these. They say it's the best thing that they've ever bought. I didn't pay much for this. Like I say, they usually go for quite a lot of money, but I did a deal with the bloke because he got it on all best offer. So I offered him something, rejected it. He came back with another offer, then I went with another offer, and I think on the third attempt, that what I put, he actually agreed to it. So whether they work or not, I don't know. You can actually, you're supposed to be able to use these on DVDs and CDs as well. Don't know. Don't know if there's any instructions with them whatsoever. Hang on, what does it say? Hold the Military Pro about 300mm, which is approximately 12 inches, away from the object. So it doesn't say record, does it? It says object. Squeeze the trigger slowly. A powerful stream of positive ions projects over a speed of about 400mm, 16 inches. Release it slowly and negative ions are produced. This is supposed to last for 50,000 trigger operations and requires no power supply, batteries or refill. So, just I don't think it's supposed to do it. Whether it works or not, I don't know. We'll see, won't we, folks? So that's going to be it. Thank you to everybody that is subscribing, leaving me likes and leaving me comments. I got quite a few comments on my David Bowie one. That mini-series is now finished. Really enjoyed doing it. Even I learned some things about David Bowie while I was doing it. Let me know what you think about these Beatles reissues. There's been quite a bit of controversy over it. I've watched some people saying it's the best thing since Last Spread. I've seen other people saying it's just a cash grab, or Apple or Universal Music or whoever is just trying to make money out of the same old sort of thing. I'm a bit like that, to be honest. If you watch my videos, I love the Red and the Blue albums as they are, and I think if they was going to do it, I think they should have done it the way they've done the CDs, where all these extra tracks are all in chronological order. I can understand people wanting to hear the new remixes and things like that. I mean, I'm quite looking forward to hearing some of the new remixes, because a lot of the stuff on the Red album was the original mono mixes as well, wasn't it? Although it said it's stereo, it was the original mono mixes, so it will be nice to hear some of those in stereo. No problem with that whatsoever. I haven't even got a problem with the Blue album. The only thing that gets me about the Blue album is why is Now and Then on it, but not Free as a Bird or Real Love or even Baby It's You, because they were all singles, weren't they? And I think now that they've done it like they've done it, because they've put Now and Then on it, I think it shouldn't be called 1967 to 1970. I think they should have just called it the Beatles Blue Album, and the Red Album should just be the Beatles Red Album, which everybody calls them that anyway, don't they? But but to me it would have been made more sense if they was make it to a three discs each, to have everything in chronological order, and they should have put Free as a Bird, Real Love and Baby It's You on it as well, and maybe even the Beatles movie medley, because that hasn't been on any official Beatles album release, has it, as far as I know. The other thing that I've heard people say is, well, they should have just done it as a past masters and put like these on as extra tracks on the past masters. So then they could have put Fears of Bird and stuff on it, couldn't they? And they could have just kept it as past masters, which again I can sort of understand. Somebody says that there's got to be a reissue, remixed, remastered versions of the anthology project. Whether there is or not, we don't know, do we? You know, these are all just rumours. I'm not slagging any of this off, by the way. If it sounds like I'm not supporting Apple, I think Apple have done a good job in what they've done, but I think they could have done it slightly different. I think this is more aimed at people that probably aren't diehard Beatles fans, to be honest, although we're all going to go out and buy it, aren't we? So, I mean, even Beatle Dave has gone out and bought the box set of the albums, you know, so, but I think it would have probably been better as a reissue or remastered version of past masters, and then still remixed the red and blue albums, but leave them as they are. That's what I'm trying to say. Or do a completely brand new compilation. Like I said on my video the other day, if they'd done the red and blue album on vinyl like they did on the CDs, it makes sense because it's all in chronological order. But because, I don't know, I've heard somebody say, but they'd already pressed the remix versions of the red and blue vinyl and then decided to do this extra track. I don't know, and to be honest, I don't really want to get involved in it. I'm just happy that we've got something from the Beatles released this year, because at one point it didn't look like it was going to get anything, you know. We was all expecting it to be the Rubber Soul box set, or even, which I'm surprised about, they didn't do anything for the 60th anniversary of the Please Please Me album. So yeah, I think Apple are going in the right direction in some ways, but I think they might have missed a golden opportunity, because, you know, they could have still done it, but done it a little bit better. But having said that, I haven't heard even what these new remixed albums are going to sound like. So until I do, I am going to sit on the fence. That's it. I'm going to sit on the fence. You know, I'm excited. I can't wait to hear the new single. Even a lot of people are slagging that off, saying, well, it's not the Beatles, is it? Well, it is, because they're all on it. Might not have all been in the same room at the same time doing it, but they are all on it. So, in retrospect, is a Beatles single, isn't it? Or a Beatles song. I mean, you know, yesterday's the Beatles, but there's only Paul on it. You know, there's some that's just John and Paul, or, you know, George, John and Ringo. And, you know, so if you're going down that route, half the songs on Beatles albums aren't really by the Beatles then, are they? You know, so but we're going off the topic as usual, aren't we, folks? Yeah. Oh, another thing is, I've been toying with the idea of upgrading my hi-fi system. Not the one necessarily up here, the one downstairs. I've got a Technics system downstairs, and it did have the Technics deck, which is on there, attached to it. But then I bought a Project record deck, so that is downstairs, and then I've got my Technics up here. But the only thing with the Project is it's a manual table. It's not automatic. Very, very basic. Lovely sounding record deck, don't get me wrong. So I've been looking today, and I've actually ordered a new, well, not new, second-hand, vintage Denon direct drive turntable, which is going to come up here to go through my Denon, because I've got a Denon amp and a Denon speakers and stuff. So that's going to come up here, and then my Technics direct drive turntable is going to go down on the Technics system downstairs, which makes sense. You know, because I was talking to Sue, and she says, well, if I want to put record on, I don't even know how to use the one downstairs. So, and she does that one. So if anybody wants a cheap Project record deck, that will be going up for sale, probably on the dreaded eBay, to be honest. It hasn't been used much, you know, because I don't like if I'm listening to records, the last thing I want to do is think, oh, I've got to get up now and switch a because it doesn't automatically stop. It's completely manual, but it is a really, really lovely sounding turntable. So when that comes, we'll do a demo of that. I might do a few shorts over the next few weeks of some of the songs on here, and there will be shorts, i.e. under 16 seconds, especially that one On Our Way Home is quite interesting, and the one of Hey Bulldog is quite interesting. There's quite a few interesting songs on here, to be honest. So if you ever see that, don't be scared to buy it, as long as you're not paying stupid money for it. Like I say, I've seen this on certain selling sites 3 times more than what I paid for it. So that's going to be it. I hope you're well and dandy. Don't forget you are the Beatle Dave. If you've got any comments about anything I've said, I've probably made a few cock-ups along the way. Please feel free to tell me. But you know, yes, let's all go out and buy the Beatles single more than anything, and let's see if we can get it in the charts in time for Christmas. And wouldn't it be nice if the Beatles were Christmas #1? Eh? Be like the good old days, even though I can't remember the good old days when the Beatles used to be #1 at Christmas time. I know I'm old, but I'm not quite that old. But I think that would be, you know, if it's going to be the last ever Beatles song, wouldn't it be nice to get to #1? Yeah? And probably the albums will go to #1 as well. I'm sure they will, because, you know, I'm just a bit miffed in one way, because I've bought all my stuff off the Beatles.com. What I've ordered, I bought it direct from them, and a lot of it actually was sold out within like 48 hours. But what gets me is how people can now put it on eBay, even though they haven't got it, and charge double, in some cases 3 times what they've paid for it. I know some of them might be businesses and stuff like that, but to me that's a bit wrong. I think it should have just been down to 1 per customer or something like that. Not that it matters, you know, doesn't really matter, does it? You know, Apple stroke Universal Music stroke whoever have made their money with the original sales, haven't they? But it's a bit, I don't know, I don't like it. It was like when this Paul McCartney box set thing came out, people were pre-ordering them, weren't they, and then bunging them straight on eBay before they'd even got them for twice as much what they paid for them, which I don't agree with. If you're a collector, you're a collector, you know. But that's another story, or another idea for another video. So I'm going to go now, because I said this was only going to be a quick video, and I'm mumbling on. You might get, like I say, a few shorts in the next coming days, but I can't promise anything because I'm back at work tomorrow. Yeah, can't wait. But then a week tomorrow, week on Monday, I've actually got a week off. We were going to go to Liverpool, but we're not going now because of the weather. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go out. You know, we're going to get up in the morning and go out for the day, things like that. Going to go for places that are quite near but we might not have necessarily been to for a while. So it's still going to be a holiday, and I ain't got to go to work. So win-win, innit, eh? And you come home and sleep in your own bed at night. Right, so that's it. So remember, Beatle Dave loves you all. Peace and love to you all. Be nice to one another. If you haven't bought any of these Beatles releases, or pre-ordered them, get on the Beatles.com as quick as you can, because they are selling really, really fast, and I mean really, really fast. I mean, I missed out on the coloured vinyl box set by about 2 minutes because I hesitated about buying it, and then when I went back to buy it, it sold out. So, like I say, if you like that, if you've got the funds, buy it, because you're not going to get it as cheap as what it is on there. No, I don't think. Even HMV and Amazon, places like that, I think slightly higher than what you can get it from the Beatles.com. But the only thing you've got to remember about Beatles.com is you will be paying postage and packaging on it as well, which is quite reasonable. It is honestly quite reasonable. I'm looking forward to getting mine. If they're here in the week, on the couple of days I've got off, because I've got a couple of days off. That's stupid. I go to work for 2 days, I have 2 days off, then go back for 2 days, and I've got a week off. I will do an unboxing video, but I can't promise it'll be in the week, because I don't know how long it's going to take to come. So until then, love and peace. Remember, Beatle Dave loves you all. Cheerio, everybody. Thank you for watching my video. Like and subscribe.